Okay, so welcome to all of you who have joined this session. This is my promise to you that after this session, this is gonna be short session, like 40 maximum 40 minutes to 1 hour session. In this session, I'm gonna discuss about market research, industry growth, and the career scope. What is the career perspective? In terms of entrepreneurship, also, if you want to start entrepreneurship in market research, and as well as students, all the freshers, professionals who want to start your career in market research. So both, like business persons, entrepreneurs, they also get some value addition from this session, and also the students, the freshers as well as the professionals who are working somewhere else, and they are somewhere other domain or departments or other sectors, and they are not happy with their job. Okay, and they wanted to enter in market research industry or management consulting industry. So this is going to be a life changing, I would say, life changing session. Okay, so definitely it will give you a value addition on that perspectives. And so before I start, I just wanted to introduce myself to all of you. That my name is Mirdul Amin Sarkar. So I'm the author of a book which is available in Amazon. The book title is Entrepreneurship in Independent Market Research and Strategic Digital Marketing. So that book is available in Amazon and Flipkart and other platforms. So that book is about all the market research perspectives, the familiarization of market research, and the methodology, standard methodology. More onto B2B market research. Now there's B2C. When it comes to B2C, it's marketing research, and that is more onto B2B market research and all. And I'm also the founder of Market Research Universe. Since it's 1.5 years now, I started with that farm. So it's called it Market Research Universe. So there we normally provide industry oriented training on market research. So we provide three type of trainings on market research. The first is fellow program in market research, which is very unique kind of a training program. We're the pioneer, I would say. We're the pioneer in this training. Me and my one of my professors designed this training program in fellow program in market research. Here you will learn how to do how to do market research with standard industry standard process, top down, bottom up, and quantitative qualitative research, and how to do the market sizing and all these things. Not the theoretical perspectives, but the very practical perspectives, which you have to do actually once you join any market research company. Okay, so that is the first of a kind of a program in we providing this. And then also we have a market research practical training program, and another is freelancers, or if you are entrepreneurs, then also you can join that a different program, or there will guide you how to start your market research company or market research startup. So we'll definitely guide you. Personally, in my professionals, I professional, I actually having more than 5 years experience now in market research, multiple companies, totally and in market research and all. So and that's all about my about me. And talking about my education, it's like I'm an MBA from UPS, University of Petroleum Management, Petroleum and Energy Studies, UPS in Dehradun, and also I'm doing PhD in from FSM New Delhi in strategy itself. So so I hope people joined. Okay, so yeah, we can start now. Okay, so so we can start with the understanding the industry perspectives, like market research industry growth. What is the potential of market research industry? Okay, and then we can start understanding now what is the career perspective of market research, and how, if you are planning to start your business or entrepreneurship in market research and consulting, providing services, then how can start that also with a minimum investment. Okay, because this is a business where you can start with a minimum capital, and all you need is your knowledge, your skills and all. So that is the interesting, part of, this market research industry and all. So if you go to the entrepreneurship perspective and the career scope, let's understand the industry growth. So market research industry is, billion-dollar industry. Okay. So now this industry in 2020, in 2019, the market was, around, more than, I think, more than $75 billion. Okay. And in 2020, we all know the pandemic happened. So in that particular year, the market got, downfall, and that not only market research industry, but also all the industry. But here is the interesting point is, where is the problem is there, then you need solution. Okay. And market research gonna give you that kind of a business solution. So it's not about like, market research industry in pandemic, days also still market research, going with a flattered rate. And in, post pandemic, it is expected because now, market research industry is growing with, significant growth rate. So in post pandemic, like from 2021 to, down the line 10 years or to 2030, the market will grow with a CAGR, growth rate of, 6.5%. It's more than 6.5%. Okay, so it's a high, growth having, market research industry. One of the reason is like, market research industry is a evergreen industry. Okay, market research industry is evergreen industry, and whenever it's, you need some business solution and all, then market research is going to help you on that perspectives. It is in terms of, financial perspectives, in terms of your understanding the market size, in terms of understanding the consumer perspectives, consumer research and all. So market research is the basic when it comes to R&D, or when it comes to research in business, okay, or in startup, or in any surviving in the business also. Okay, every year you need to do some understanding the trend, understanding the what is the trend, what is the consumer attitude or behavior, consumers trends, whether consumer is shifting somewhere else or not. So you need to understand, you need to be very up to date on your market, on the market. Then only you can survive for a long time in this industry. So I can give you lots of examples that lack of proper understanding of the market or understanding the market trends, they are nowhere else now. I'm giving an example of, Nokia also was one of the, in last decade, one of the biggest player in smart, mobile industry, mobile phone. Now they are nowhere else. So one of the main, lacking that at that time they faced is like they were not able to understand the trend, understand the consumer is shifting somewhere else. They are, consumer is shifting Android, and they are not coming up with Android at that time. So yeah, I can go ahead giving you lots of examples like this. But I hope you understand the perspectives of market research is like the basic, without doing market research, if you if you wanted to survive for a long time, it will be so risky for you. Okay. Now, if you are entrepreneur also, if you wanted to start your business, then initially, initial level, you need to understand the targeted customers here. Who is your targeted customers? Now here it is nothing but the marketing research. Now I am talking about the marketing research, the bigger perspectives. Now in marketing research, it can come, product research, pricing research, competitive price analysis and all, and the consumer perspective, understanding the consumer perspective. Now this is nothing but the B2C I talked about like now. So B2C, understanding the demography, understanding the consumer's perspective. Who is your targeted customers? So there's a normal. There's various techniques we normally use in our industry to find out the targeted customers and all this. We can go ahead with the sampling, survey research, and all these things. So that's other techniques of that doing market research. So now I was saying that like this is something very important to understand if you wanted to start your business, to understand the targeted customers. So yeah, I hope you understanding that the significance of market research is nice. If you are planning to start your business with an investment of a capital investment 1 billion, okay. So here, if you without understanding proper market or without understanding the consumer perspectives, without understanding the marketing strategy, if you start your business, then there's a high chance that within 1 year or 2 year down the line, you will not getting good responses and all these things. So it's better to invest in minimum investment in market research, like 5% or 10% of your total investment, and then that can give you that can minimize your risk, okay, of business, minimize your risk and maximize your return on investment, okay, for a long time and all. So that's the thing. So now most of them what happened in particularly in India, I would say, like if you talk about the developed nations like US and UK and European countries, I don't know, North American countries, they are developed nations, and they understand the importance of market research. And there, if you talk about the startups also, most of them are successful there. One of the reason is that they understand what is the importance of market research, and they always do the market research. In every area, if it is having business, and if you are startup business, and then also they understand how to start, what is the feasibility, what is the target customers, and all these things. So that is the thing that directly give you benefit to survive in this industry for a long term. Okay, now on the other hand, in India, what happened here, we are not so much up to date on the particular research sector. If it is come to sectors like service sectors and market research, then India is one of the fastest growing. But we do provide service for like MNC companies and other companies and all these things. But I'm talking about particularly the domestic businesses, like Indian startups, okay, or Indian businesses, okay, they are not up to date, and that is one of the reason that they are not getting success. If you are entrepreneur in Indian entrepreneur, most of them are not into market research. They don't understand, they only start their startup with their gut feelings. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, I am also an entrepreneur, so I understand positivity is very much important. You have to be so much positive. You wanted to start your business, entrepreneurship and all. Your mindset will be so strong and all these things. Okay, it's okay, I understand. But when you start, when you plan, execute your plan, you need to understand whether this is going to be a feasible, idea or not. Otherwise, you are only with your overconfidence or gut feelings, you starting your business without understanding the targeted customers, without understanding the feasibility of that business, then it may you may bankrupt. You may bankrupt it, I would say. So that is I would say, like better to invest at least 5% or 10% of your total investment or capital investment to do this, understanding the market research, which is definitely gonna immediately gonna help you to understand the marketing strategies and feasibility and understanding all these things, and as well as for the long time you can survive for that market for a long time. So in both the perspectives you can get help. So yeah, so it's a minimum investment. You can go ahead with your business for a long term. So that is the importance of market research. In my previous sessions, those who have attended in my last sessions in this platforms to Cater, I have discussed about the fundamentals of market research and all these things. Here, these sessions, I wanted to focus on the career perspectives and industry, overall industry growth. So here, I hope you are understanding what is the significance and what is the growth, potential of market research industry. So this is it's a evergreen industry. Nowadays it become a very very crucial, very basic to do market research for your business. So all the if I talk about if I allowed to name all the major players in any sector, like if I talk about the Apple and iPhone, they have the world's largest R&D team there. Okay. And that is the reason that they are, every, 1 or 2 years, they are coming, new model. So they are investing on R&D. They are investing on, technology. They are investing on new technology, innovations and all these things. So, and how? This is nothing but the part of market research. They're understanding the consumer perspectives. Okay. They're understanding consumer perspectives and they are investing in technology development. Okay. So that is the reason that, this is all part of the market research, and that's the reason this is the very crucial nowadays. survive in this industry for a long term. Okay, so yeah, it's a green evergreen industry, and as I told, this is a fastest growing, one of the fastest growing industry. Market research is more than 6.5 percentage. So yeah, if I wanted to inform about the in regional perspectives of market research industry and all, then North America having the highest market share as of now, having more than 40%. Okay, more than 40% market share, in particular in market research industry, and followed by European nations, followed by Europe, like major countries are driven by like UK and France, Russia, Germany, and all these countries in Europe. So, and they're having Europe having more than 20% market share in this industry, and then followed by Asia Pacific. Now, when it's come to Asia Pacific, is interesting factories of this industry is Asia Pacific, including the India and the China, is one of the fastest growing nation. Okay, fastest growing nation in the sense, though India and China is not a developed nation yet, but as compared to US and UK and all. But the interesting point is it is the fastest growing. One of the reasons is these countries are particularly like India and China in Asia Pacific is the fastest growing developing nation. Okay, fastest developing nations. That is the reason that fastest growing and another reason is driving factor I would say is the economic factors here. Okay, the GDP growth itself. Okay, so here scope is there. If someone wanted to invest in particularly in market research and all, then this this Asia Pacific region is a very potential region, including countries are like India and China. Now here India, particularly in India, it is one of the fastest growing country, and another thing is here Indians are so much intellectuals when it comes to mathematics. Okay, when it comes to quantitative research. Okay, so that is one of the reason that all the market research companies, like most of them, if I allowed to name the Nielsen, if I allowed to name the Gartner, and then Kantar. So these are the companies, are the major players in market research. Okay, Frost and Sullivan. Okay, these are the major players in market research. They all having their branches in India, and most of their services like operations team operated by from India itself. One of the reasons is here they will get very here the salary scale is not that much high as compared to US or as compared to developed nations. So they will get high good skilled, I would say, pro market research or a skilled market researcher with a minimum salary scale and minimum investment, I would say. So that is one of the reason that most of the companies like market research companies, they having their operation team in India. So that is another reason that driving factor that over the period that India gonna be the global market research hub. And I think it is, as per my prediction, and within by 2030, I think by 2030 India gonna be the global market research hub, global market research outsourcing hub, I would say. Okay, and all the market research, if I talk about the major players, and as well as the two-tier companies are like market research companies, if I allowed to name that Grandview Research, Global Market Insights, M&M, like Markets and Markets. These are the companies, they are, operating, from India. Okay. Their operation team, basically. Though they have, sales team in, globally in other, countries also, but, operations, they are, operation team is there in India. So that is the one of the reason that here potential is there, the growth factor is there. Most of the driving factors for this industry or market research industry is in India itself, the skilled candidate, skilled employee or workforce, skilled workforce and all. So yeah, within a minimum cost, you can get skilled researchers there, and they all are good in mathematical perspectives, quantitative research perspectives. Now, when it comes to qualitative research, that also we are India. If I talk about particularly India, then we are also in a good position, I would say. Like, but yeah, India is as of now we are good in mathematics perspectives and all these things. We are good in quantitative research and all. So yeah, that is all about industry perspectives and all. So yeah, so that is the one another reason that if you are a student like freshers or professionals and all, and you are confused that what about this industry, what is the potential of this industry, is this industry is growing or coming to in death, or what about this industry and all this, then I think it pretty much cleared now. You are pretty much cleared about this industry and all. So you can join in this industry and start your career, because this is gonna be the India gonna be the world largest market research outsourcing hub. This is gonna be global market research hub. Okay, and growing factor is more than 6.5, and then India and Asia Pacific having the fastest growing rate here. Okay, so yeah, now I think pretty much cleared about the industry growth and perspectives and all these things. Now coming to the career perspectives of this industry. Okay, now I already covered some part of some topics about some points about career, how here is scope and all these things in market research and all. And then here another factor is this COVID-19 itself, the post COVID-19 and COVID-19 and this pandemic. Okay, where the other industry, like if I talk about manufacturing industry, if I talk about automotive industry and all, they are not into good growing stage, but when it comes on the other hand, like healthcare industry, like IT industry, like this market research industry, these are in the growing a significant growth rate they are getting. And one of the reason is all things are becoming online. Now online is the new normal. In a sense, work from home is the new normal. Nowadays it's working from home is a very new normal thing. It's a very pretty normal, and that is one of the driving factor that of this growing of this industry. That in market research, I'm not talking about the healthcare industry, because the one of the reason is one of the driving factor is that pandemic itself. So you need medical emergencies, medical healthcare infrastructure and all these things. So definitely that industry will grow for a while, and then the industry will after 2 or 3 years, when the pandemic come into balance situation, then that industry will seen in a flattened growth rate, but definitely will grow with a significant growth rate. But when it comes to particularly IT and market research industry, the service industry and all, then here industry is having new trend, like in the sense, apart from the growing over the period, like 7% or saying more than 6.5% in a growing factor, but I'm talking about like particularly the workforce here. Workforce, like this pandemic changed the mindset, changed our mindset, changed all the market research founders directors mindset, mindset. Okay, so here workforce now you can most of 50 or 30 or 40% workforce can work from home. So this is the new normal. So for you, especially for women entrepreneurs or women's, those having problem to work after marriage, it's happened in mostly in India also. After marriage, you can also continue your job from home, and you need a laptop, and you need knowledge about, you need skills about market research and all these things. So from you can get a training, proper training from any market research company or market research training providing institution like us. You can get a training, and then you can become skilled, and you can join the market research company if you want to work from home itself. Okay, so yeah, and companies are also taking this very normal nowadays. So 30-40, this is going to be new normal. 30-40% their workforce will definitely work from home nowadays in this industry as well. Okay, so just to inform you all those who joined this session, that if you having any queries regarding market research and the career scope, then you can join. Okay, you can join, and I think there is a link shared there, I think, query. So you can click that, and then you can request, and my team will accept your request, and you can ask your question here. Okay, and it will be my pleasure to answer your queries. So you can start joining with your queries. So yeah, I was talking about this new workforce, new normal, work from home. So yeah, you can work from home. And another good thing is, which is happened due to this pandemic, due to this COVID-19, is like the freelancing in this industry, particularly in market research industry, freelancers, market research freelancers, consultant, freelancing consultant and all. So they can if I'm talking about like my company itself. So here most of my employee or workforce is they can they are working from home, and most of them are also freelancers. Okay, now, and one of them is from US itself. So here sitting here in India, okay, sitting here in India, I'm getting I'm using skills of or talent of US. Okay, so that is the very positive or very advantage of this new thing like online thing and all these things happen. So yeah, so you can add in this industry now, it's becoming so normal now in any market research company, you can add on workforce, international workforce. Okay, not only in particular, you don't need they don't need to join in your company or your office physically. They can work from home, they can wherever they can work remotely, remote places and all these things. So here the advantage is you are here in India, you can or even you are in US, and you can get connected with the globe here. So you can scope will be there, a lot of more scope will be there for all the freelancers in this industry over the period. Definitely within 5 or within 5 years you will see the changes that most of the like 30 or 40% when employees are like work from home, and around 20% or 10 or 20% is like freelancers and all these things. So yeah, first your work from home gonna be a new normal, so in this industry, and the second is freelancers. So all those planning to start the advantage is like if you are professionals in any other other sectors, and you are not happy with your job, then definitely you can get some training, and then you can learn, become pro in market research, and you can join any market research company if it is simultaneously if you take it as a freelancers, and when you feel this is the right time to join full time, and you can join. So flexibility will be there and all these things over the period. So that is a very I would say very interesting thing over the period going to happen, going to become normal. So that is the reason it's that the market research industry is going to be one of the significant industry, or for the case of students, or for the case of new professionals who wanted to join in this industry. Now talking about the entrepreneurs, now who are planning to start your business in market research. Okay, in your business in market research, like if you are planning to you don't have that much capital investment, and you wanted to start your entrepreneurship, or start something in a startup and all, then this is a business that you can start with. Okay, so here you can start it bootstrapping model. You can start you can invest like minimum investment, and you can start your business. So all you require is your skill. If you are experienced, then you can start, and if you're freshers, then definitely you need some training and all these things. Then you can start this entrepreneurship journey in market research. So here, and I just in this case I wanted to inform that we also, Market Research Universe also provide this training, also entrepreneurial training in market research and all. So those who are planning to start your business with a minimum investment, then they can get this training, and will definitely gonna help you to how to start your business, market research in a company and all. So yeah, so why I wanted to inform this is a bootstrapping. You can start this business even you are if you are planning to start something from your side, and you don't have that much capital, or don't have that much investment, then here minimum investment you can start. And another thing is, you can simultaneously working something else, and simultaneously you can start this business, and definitely getting some leads and clients and all these things, involvement and all these things. And then once you feel like this business is viable business and a feasible business for you particularly, then you can join start this as a full-time work and all these things. So flexibility is there. This is the business, or this is the industry there. You can start with a minimum investment and all. Yeah, definitely skills required. This is the service industry, skills required. So yeah, you need to be you need to understand whole value chain of this industry, how to start this business and all these things. Okay, and that for perspectives also, market research again come into the into the picture. The market research, you need to do some market research about your consumer perspectives and all these things, and how you plan, what is the feasibility, and if you are investing amount, and then within that amount how much you will get the return. So that is the thing that through market research you can get that. So yeah, that is the thing that market research giving minimize your risk and maximize your return on investment and all. Okay, so I think I am pretty much done with this session. Okay, so yeah, I think this helped a lot from your perspective. I have pretty much cleared about all the market research industry growth and perspectives, and the career perspectives, and the entrepreneurship of market research. So if anyone having any query, then they can ask. Okay, any query there? Okay, so I got a lot of queries here. Okay, so yeah, so what? Okay, the first question is, what career perspectives are there post leaving a market research company? Okay, so here what I understood, you after post living market research companies, like you can having, if you once you start your job in market research in a company, once having at least 2 or 3 or 5 years, 4 years or 5 years experience in this industry, in this market research, what is the methodology of market research, how to do market research and all, then you can start this this firm or consulting firm from your end. Okay, once you become skilled. Okay, that is one of the advantage in this industry. So now what happened, why I'm saying this, like what happened, like if you having some different mindset, entrepreneur mindset, or if you wanted to start from something from your end, okay, then this is the industry that you can start with your market research consulting firm or market research firm. Now I'm talking about, on the other hand, like if you join a large system, big system and all these things, there it is so difficult. If you talk about the manufacturing, if you talk about the other industry, it is particularly manufacturing industry. If I talk, then you need a capital, huge capital to start something, start your business in market, in their field, in manufacturing. So even if you have a knowledge or your skill, then lack of investment, lack of your money, you can't start your business. So yeah, in this industry, the only thing required is your skill. And once you feel you are confident, and you need to understand the whole value chain, how you start this business, how to run this business, how to operate this business, and you can easily run this business. And of course, the important part is to understand the digital marketing and understand the marketing perspectives, how to reach to the client, how to gauge your client and all these things. So yeah, and then you can start your business and all these things. And sometimes, another advantage is, like if you are, you wanted to continue your job or, career as a job, as an employee with other company, if you are, in any, you are settled in a company and all, then also once you, after 5 years, 5 years or 6 years, experience, once you feel confident in this industry and this market research work and all these things, then you can, start, independent consultancy. You can become independent consultant. You can become, start your freelancing work simultaneously, your, job, full-time job and all these things. So that is the perspective of this industry. Second query. Okay, what is the baseline salary in market research industry? Okay, so it depends. Okay, it depends in the sense, if you are joining a major companies, like if I talk about the Nielsen and Gartner and Fast and Sullivan and all these companies, definitely will get a good package. Definitely, their industry package is so high there. More than you will get in the initial stage, salary you will get more than 50,000. Okay, and then definitely growth is high here. The salary growth is higher in this industry, like IT industry. Like here also growth very high salary growth you will get. Okay, so you can join with a minimum 50,000, or it depends. Still it depends, like if you are sometime also it depends on your interview, also on your skill and all these things. So I hope you understanding on that perspective. But industry, if you are major players, like you can start your career in like somewhere around, if you are from good IIMs and all good premium institutions, definitely you will get more than 1 lakh then. Okay, more than 1 lakh and all this salary. You can start your career with that skill and salary expectations. And if it is 2-tier companies and all, then like if I talk about all the 2-tier market research company, and then like if I allowed to name them, like all the 2-tier market research company, so then you can start your you can expect somewhere around like around 50,000 and all initial level, like having like around 40 to 50, you can say. Okay, you can start, and then within 1 year or within 2 years you will get double or salary hike in this industry and all. So this you will get a good hike in this industry. That is interesting point. So all things depend on your skill and all this thing, your performance. Also, if you talk about industry, you're becoming market researcher and in a company, then definitely you need to give them performance and all these things. That also depend on your performance and all these things. But yeah, this is an industry that you can start with a good salary, and another interesting part is you'll get a good hike within 2 years or 3 years, and after 5 years or 6 years you will get good settlement, kind of salary, all these things. Definitely. The third question is, what tools sources do you use for market research? So this is a very important interesting questions. Those are the aspirant in market research, and also professionals who wanted to join in this industry. So in market research, we use multiple tools. Okay. So in my previous sessions, I have covered fundamentals of market research, and basic about significance of market research and what are the questions that can be solved through market research, and basic about the research designing. Now, when it comes to research designing, it is nothing but as you are an analyst or a manager, client came to you and they want to understand, if it is they wanted to understand that marketing perspectives, who gonna be their consumer, target consumer, and all these things. Now, their recommend this is nothing but your objective, research objective. Now, how to fulfill this research objective with a minimum cost and time, cost and then minimum time. Okay, so as a manager, as a research designer, as an analyst, you need to understand which is the technique, which is the best technique, which is the best method we can use to find out this this research outcome. Okay, so here we normally use, now think about we use the quantitative research and a qualitative research. I covered that, what is the quantitative and what is qualitative research. So it's about not, if it is, as a layman, understand this. If it is the numbers, that client looking for numbers and all these things, then it is a quantitative research. If it is a descriptive research, it is a qualitative research. Okay, now sometimes client came to us, to understand the data perspective mostly and all these things. So we have to go with the quantitative research mostly. Now, this qualitative research can be done also through secondary research and as well as the primary research. Now, what is secondary research? Now, secondary research is very layman, very easy to understand. All the information is available in the market, in the public domain, in any domain, or any report, or any government sites and all these things. So we are understanding, we are analyzing those data, and if I talk about that, we can do the same thing we do in academic research also, which is called this literature review. Okay, so we need to understand what are the information available, what are the research already done and all this, and then from that we can we try to get some inputs, get some informations which we can use to get our object, to get our research, to get our data and all these things. Now client came to us, they normally know all the research requirement, understanding the proper research requirement and all these things, which is nothing but the research objective, and according to that objective we can go ahead with the primary qualitative or qualitative research and the primary secondary research. Now primary secondary research, I already covered the secondary research. Now comes to primary research. Now primary research, the data is not available. If you're done with that your secondary research and you're not able to get the what is the exactly requirement of your kind, you're not getting that data. Now what to do now? Now you have to go with the primary research. Now primary research includes your survey research and all these things. So these are all these I'm talking secondary research, quantitative research, and qualitative research, primary research, and all the secondary research. And when it's come to now primary research, how to do that? Then also here normally use some techniques like survey, sampling, survey research, and then if it is a survey research, then we need to understand what exactly the what is the sample required, sample size required in this particular market research industry. So what is the sample size required? So this comes under statistics. If it is a B2B research and all these things, if you're allowed to name the Nielsen, Gartner, all these companies are mostly into B2C research, and all they are into this sampling and research and survey research and all these things. So they normally do this kind of statistics perspectives on how to doing survey research and from a acceptable sampling, and then from that sampling we do need to find out the what is the what should be the outcome. It is a positive for your marketing perspectives or not, who gonna be your targeting customers and all this. And now how to do that also, we can use now a lot of if I have a talk about survey also, you can talk about primary research also, how to do that. That is also, we normally use some techniques like focus group discussions. Now this is the interesting part, is focus group. What is focus group discussion? Now knowingly, unknowingly, we encounter a lot of focus discussion, focus group discussions in our life. But when it comes to theoretical perspective, it's like focus group discussions is nothing. You have a panel members, or you have experts. You are inviting some experts, and there you as a host or as a researcher, you need to observe there. You can host, if your research requirement is something to understand the market trend and all, and XYZ market, and you need to understand the trend of that market or whatever, any informations. Then you can ask them, and and that all the experts they giving their opinions. From that opinions, you need to observe. Yeah. You need to observe, and then you can find out your perspectives. So from that perspective, is nothing but your informations. You are getting gathering your informations for your research. So this is nothing but the focus group discussion. Now these focus group discussions can be done through online as well as the physical. So which I told is the physical, and it can be arranged by online also. Okay. Now like I'm giving live sessions there. Now same thing, like you can use if I allow to name Zoom, and we can allow to name other platforms and all these things. So you can use this platform. If sometimes you can use a LinkedIn also to having this kind of discussions and online discussions, and then through that you can find out some informations that gonna help you to get some informations, and through that informations you need to understand what gonna be your research data and all these things. Of course you need to clean that data. Another thing is you need to clean that data. What are the informations that you are getting is in raw form. You need to clean that data through understanding your analysis and using some statistics. Is nothing but the data analysis, data statistics and all these things. So yeah, and then focus discussions, and sometimes interview, intensive interview, like calling someone personally, and then try to gather some data. And another is like we normally use is a questionnaire sending. Okay, the questionnaire sending is nothing but sending some questionnaires, and then the important part is here you need to arrange those questions, all the questions and all these things. It can be in close-ended or open-ended questionnaires and all. So yeah, you can go ahead with the questionnaires, and then you can get some information and all these things, and then through that you can understand your your research perspectives and gather some data. And that also you need to clear those data, and that gonna help you a lot. Okay, so a lot of other techniques we also normally use. Okay, and then these are the major topics that we normally use for the market research. And when it comes to market sizing perspectives, we need to understand the market sizing and all this. We normally use the top-down approach and the bottom-up approach, and now you need to find out the consumer and all these things. So there is a technical terms and all these things. So now these are the major techniques we normally use. Okay, so the fourth question is I'm quickly covering, okay, because I have a time constraints. So yeah, what are the companies I can intern with with to get exposures? Okay, if you are a fresher or professional, you're fresher basically. If you are looking for internship, then there are lots of companies, big major players in market research, companies like if I'm allowed to name the Gartner and Nielsen, and all these companies. Now, there's a difference between big four and market research companies. If you are particularly core into market research, you are interested in core market research and all these things, marketing research and market research and all these things, then you can join, as an intern in, Nielsen, Gartner and all these things. And once you get, there will be high chance to get, PPO, in these industries. Okay, so give your best, and definitely, these are the companies that you can join. Now, another thing I wanted to inform here, that if you're someone like, entrepreneurial, person that, more in a long vision, that you wanted to start your own thing over the period, then I will suggest you to start, your career, to do your internship in any startup company, market research startup company. There, yeah, for you, it will be so easy, to understand the whole value chain, and that definitely gonna help you to understand the whole market research perspectives, operations, and the sales, and the BD, and the marketing perspectives, and all these things. So that definitely gonna help you to over the period, getting experience, and then you can start your own things, own startup, and all these things. So if you are a person, to start something from your own, then definitely I will suggest you to do your internship in a startup market research company. And if you're a person, expecting, good life settlement, and, without, not interested in entrepreneurship and all these things, then definitely you can join all the, big, major players and all these things. Okay. All these companies in the sense. Okay. So, yeah, the last questions. Okay. Last question is like, how is the freelance economy for market research? Okay. So when it comes to freelancing in market research, okay, now here, of course, I covered that, over the period, this is going to be, a very growing industry, and the workforce is changing in this particular, market research industry or market research companies. They are preferring to get more. Sorry, is there any problem? Okay. Okay. So they are preferring to hire some, freelancers. Okay, I think it's some problem, network issue. Is that okay now? Is that okay? Yeah, thank you. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that is, in every, technology having some, issues and all this, we can, we need to, accept that. We have to accept that. So it's something about network issue and all this happened. So I think we can understand. Okay. So talking about that, freelancers. Okay. The freelancers perspective is like, economy. Yeah. So see here in this industry, if you know how to do market research, how to do market sizing, and how to consult any market research report, how any market research particular industry and all these things, then you can start your freelancing work. Here you will get a standard your in terms of payments and all these things. Definitely you can join in the freelancing platforms also. And if you are very active, I'm telling you from my personal level, I have lot of in my company working lot of freelancers, so they are very active. Why did I get to know them or connect them? It's like nothing, the LinkedIn itself. Okay, LinkedIn is there. You need to be very much active in there, in LinkedIn, and make some good connections and network in market research industry itself and all these things. Definitely you will get offers. So you need to be very active in LinkedIn and all these things. So make profile very optimized, and apart from that, you can join other freelancing platforms also, if you are planning to start freelancing in this industry initially and all this, and simultaneously working your full-time job in other sector and also doing this. So skill required, that's it, skill required. And then you can hire, you can be hired by market research companies as well as a freelancers, as a contractual basis also. And if you are happy to join them full time, they are also within that freelancing time also, you can get a good connections with them, and you can contact them. There's a scope, instance. There's a high scope, you'll get a good, opportunity over the period. So yeah, and if you have different perspectives, like continuing freelancing, for a long time and all these things, apart from your job and all these things, then also you can continue these things. But yeah, you need to manage your time and all these things. Okay, so that is your call. Okay, but yeah, I'll say it's a good when it comes to economy and implement of this freelancing and all these things. This is definitely good. It's somewhere around like like IT sector getting. Okay, industrials getting. So yeah, and that another perspective, if you are a freelancers, so it depends on your profiles also. On your profile, how you are, how much you skilled, what is the experience you have and all. If you're a fresher and you're just starting, then it takes some time to make a good profile, to get client and all these things. If you are freelancing, if you are thinking about freelancing and all these things, but over the period, when you're getting experiences, initially you can take any freelancing work or any client to the minimum payment, and eventually when you get 3 years, 4 years, if not 3 years, 1 year or 2 year experience, when you feel confident, all these things, add your portfolio there, actual research work and skills, share your skills in your LinkedIn, in your freelancing platform and all these things, definitely you will get called from the client. Because see, all if I talk about the fact in this industry, is like over the period going to be happen is like most of the industries workforce is going to become like 30 or 40% freelancers, or from outside, remotely working and all these things. Okay, so yeah, so that is the thing, that huge scope is there as a freelancers or as a work from home persons who really want to continue work from home for a long time and all these things. So yeah, so that's all. So yeah, this is the last question I'm taking. Okay, some everyone actually people, I think, yeah, people asking me, do you providing guidance for starting company into MR? Yeah, as I told you now, that market research universe, we provide 3 type of first is 3 type of training. First is fellow program in market research, which in that training you can join, freshers can join. They will get internship and opportunity there. They will get on job training. They will understand how to practically do the market research, market sizing and all these perspectives in Excel as well as in other tools and all these things. So that's gonna help you to make a skill of pro market research, and there we'll provide 100% placement assurance also, because the reason is we as a researcher, as an experienced researcher, I understand what is the gap happening in this industry. So definitely we understand that gap, and it will be sometime one-on-one session, it will be sometime in batch. But yeah, after this, why I am confident after this training, we'll give you, after this particular training, and then you're invited in this join the internship and all. There you need to do your own report, market research report, and that is nothing but all you have to use these techniques which I covered in focus group discussion, primary, secondary research, quantitative research, all the things you have to do. Now the thing is, here in this market research industry, you need to do from your end, then only you understand that. So that is the training itself. I designed this training like such a way, like you will get hands-on experience. So definitely they're gonna give you on that. And then another thing is like market research practical training program, and you are talking about entrepreneurial in market research. So there is a program, is called freelancing in market research, and then entrepreneurship in market research. So you can join that program, and there I will guide you. That me and my team also guide you, how to survive in this industry, how to start your market research company and all. Definitely I will guide you. Okay, you're looking for the guidance, definitely we'll guide you. We'll happy to guide you to start your market research company and understanding the whole value chain of market research industry and all these things. And then definitely how we'll get how much time you will take, what is the feasibility of the market research company, if your product is something XYZ and all these things, how you continue with that, and how is the long-term perspectives and all these things. That all the things we normally guide, and definitely we'll if you're looking for, we can also give you a partnership also. Okay, so that also is totally your options. We'll give you an option, and if you are happy, we can do that, and as per your option, you can go ahead. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's all. I think I am pretty much covered with all your queries. So that's all for today. Okay, so thank you so much. So, and before I finish, just if anyone wanted to contact me, you can go to the Market Research Universe. The site is www.marketresearchuniverse.com, or you can find me in LinkedIn also. You can connect me in LinkedIn. Just type my name, okay, and my name itself is SEO optimized name. Okay, whenever you type the Mirdul Amin Sarkar, so definitely, I'll Google and LinkedIn itself suggest me there. Okay, so it's Mirdul Amin Sarkar, so MIRDUL. So Mirdul Amin Sarkar, you can search there. You definitely will get me, and definitely it will be my pleasure to connect you in LinkedIn and other platforms, social media platforms. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Yeah.